It's a surprise. It's a pop-up summit. Surprise, you're watching a summit, and and we're here for the NeuroCreative Leadership Live. There we go. Just wanted to press that button. It's having to make sure it doesn't start talking at me, and then we go. Um, yeah. So we're on a laser focus mission here to introduce. It's almost like a market research version of a summit. I've somehow managed to do it so that it's like, hey, this is a summit, and I'm going to work out what a summit does, and do a better version of it later by just having some fun questions with some incredibly awesome handpicked, especially for their passion purpose in the world. What they're actually doing in the world is incredible, and that's what I'm doing this for, is to cross collaborate, promote each other's work, because together we are neurocreative leaders. It's not one thing, and I have a lot of pillars, but what are they without finding out how to use them, or whether or not they're any use? I have a whole lot of pillars, but I'm not sharing them with anyone or finding out what it actually means. Or so so without further ado, we're going to look at the what I call the source of happiness today, through the feedback, wonderful feedback from Jess Nicks here, and I can't wait to ask you a few questions, and for us to get to know you as well at the same time. And so, um, here's a quick question around what's your favorite topic in life and work that is like a glue for you, that comes back to you each time, um, that helps you with who you are and what you do in life and work.
Oh my gosh, in at the deep end. I get obsessed with thinking about thinking and what I'm making things mean because there's so many different ways to tell a story and so many different ways to approach it. So I get stuck on, or I like to think about what somebody has said and my interpretation of it, and what is the most empowering way for me to approach the thing. Because if I'm feeling empowered, then I can create a better result. Yeah. I don't know if I answered that in how you
Yeah,
were asking.
yeah. What I heard is it's like feedback on clear communication in some ways, to create more and more clearer communication with the messaging you get from others, and how you process that so that you can come back at it and keep improving on your own language, maybe as
Yeah.
well.
And I think also, if you're curious with how other people are communicating, my question that I might ask somebody for clarity might help them get clarity, because words are just labels for things and emotions and complex stuff that's going on in our body. And so, because I'm such a curious soul, I feel like it's almost my my duty to have a little poke and be like, what do you actually mean with that?
Brilliant. I love it. And it's actually really, really in alignment with this in, do, and out approach to the source of happiness that I'd like to share with people, when it's useful to remember that if we're taking in something or not, if we're not taking anything in, and we're not, or we're doing lots of stuff and we're putting stuff out in the world, but we're not getting any feedback back so that we can readjust, and vice versa. If we're doing something, we're taking a lot of, we're just researching all the time, but we're not self-caring and putting it back out there. That can also not do anything with the actual information. Or if there's no output into the world and we're just learning and just doing, then there's no feedback outwards or as well, or expression into the world when we're expressing what our ideas. So um but based on that, what do you actually, when you're processing that information that you love to process about the meanings of things, what what does that how does that help you with what you do, and what do you do?
I love how neurodivergent these questions are. And how it informs what I do. So I am a shame alchemist, a neuro-linguistic programming trainer, NLP trainer, EFT practitioner. And I help late diagnosed women with ADHD break free from the shackles of their mind and shame and all of the things that hold them back, because ultimately the things that hold us back are our thoughts. And so looking at people's communication style, the words that actually come out of their mouth is really helpful to me, because that helps me understand my clients and other people's maps of the world, their interpretation of reality. But what really speaks to me about your idea of happiness and like things going in and things coming out, it resonates with me on like a cellular level. I can feel the little antennas in my body going meep, 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 yes, 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 yes. Because for years, I was creatively repressed. Like I've always had a suffocating amount of ideas, but for years I was not expressing them in totality. I was like doing little bits and bobs, but it wasn't enough. And it's only in the last, like honestly, the last year since I have found the courage and using my own work, my own tools to finally get on stage and like express. And it's like my soul's gone, ah, thank you. And now everything just feels energetically aligned. And guess what happens when you're aligned? Opportunities arise, and it's like, oh, suddenly I'm laying the bricks in my own golden brick road toward the Emerald City, and it's all happening. And that's because it's creatively aligned, and I'm expressing happiness and joy out as well as it coming in. And yeah, that feels wonderful.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And then people are basically going, "Hey, it looks like you need some mortar there, or can I give you some bricks or whatever it is?" Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing, amazing. And within this approach of what you're found, how you're finding out about yourself along the way with your own, what I like to say, unique wiring, because I don't want to necessarily um, say it as a particular label on neurodivergence or neurodiversity as such, even though we honor those uh, diagnoses if they need to be. It's that thing of when you think about your own unique wiring in these times, in this current moment in life, what's your favorite self-care thing that you go to as well that helps you along the way?
It has to be tapping. Yeah, tapping is not my own tool. EFT, emotional freedom technique, has been a transformative part of my own healing journey. And I've created my own way of teaching it and weaving it in with my coaching practice, De-bitch your brain. De-bitch is a verb. It means to raise awareness of your internal dialogue so that you can transform your relationship with it, the world, and everything in it. And tapping is a beautiful somatic tool that does wonderful things with the somatic part, with the cognitive part of de-bitching. And so together, it's been transformative for me learning about my energy and being able to like call all parts of myself home to live in my body, not just my head. And I just find it so beautifully grounding. Just before I was on this call with you, I was had a little tapping session because it reduces cortisol in your body, scientifically proven. It's not just a weird thing where, oh, what's that crazy woman doing touching herself? Lol. So yeah, it's beautiful, easy practice, and it puts the power in your hands. I think that's what makes it extra for me.
Amazing. Thanks for sharing. Yes, it's certainly something that I've explored in the last 2 years, 3 years, and so helped along the way. So yeah, yeah, and that feels like that's now what we've covered the do, and we've covered the out, and we've covered a bit of in too. So that's all good. Uh, there's there's 5 words I want to throw at you, but I want to say and see what how they land, because they're innate powers that we have as humans. For when we are in that power, in that sense of concept, there can't be any judgment or self-judgment or judgment of others or anything. And so I'll say them, see which one lands for you, which is most currently useful for you in how you're growing as
Okay.
well.
So I'm just
So
picking the word that resonates the most.
yeah, yeah. So just listen in and I'll say them. And so the first one is empathy, curiosity, creativity, navigation, and activation. They, they look like they all built up and built up there. But yeah, navigation being like what's truly important and how everything drives towards that
Yeah.
end, desired reality. And activation is making it happen, getting into flow, going through the struggle to get there.
Oh my God, I don't know where to begin because they all have got so many things and I could blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's go for the present moment, not future Jess, present Jess, and we'll go with creativity
Mhm.
because I have a one-woman show at Brighton Fringe this year. Last year was my first entry into the stage as a performer. I've always been a space holder, facilitator, public speaker, but this was a whole new thing for me. And I've been going to drama school. I've just done an intensive clowning and Buffon masterclass with Elf Lions. It was incredible. And all of this work is so creatively expansive and expanding and so far out of like the word comfort zone. It's like this doesn't even exist when you're experimenting with putting yourself on stage in front of an audience, digging around in the depths and being like, here you go, here's my thing, here's my creative ideas. It's really challenging. And I'm loving taking creativity into realms that I would never even have considered for me. Like on Wednesday night, I was doing performance art in London. Like, what the hell? Performance art is not part of my one woman show. But because at the moment, I am really doubling, tripling down on creativity, which has always been one of my top three values. And so that just feels really alive and colourful, like ribbons blowing in the wind at the moment. I'm just playing with it all.
Brilliant. Love it. Thanks for sharing. That's so cool to hear. Um, and then that actually leads on really nicely, and no pun intended, but the creativity and leadership mixed together there, or they're kind of opposing forces in a lot of ways when
Mm.
way of what I'm bringing together as the idea of neuro-creative leadership. Neuro is the thing that we're experiencing and how we react or do the creativity or do the leadership. And so, but the creativity is more this open source, divergently open um, way of collecting data and sticking it all together and dealing with chaos. And then there's this, well, it's all dealing with chaos in some ways and structure, but this sense of openness and intuitiveness. And then there's leadership, which is put the key in the lock, open the door, get through the door, that specific door to make that particular thing happen in some ways. And so this sort of masculine and feminine sort of energies coming together, as it were, as creativity and leadership. So when we are being creative leaders, or you are being creative leader in your life, as you hear all of this, in a nutshell, I know we want to speak about things all day, but we're going to do a longer talk as well in May about this. So I'm just going to get the nutshell nugget that's coming up for you as to what's landing for you there and about how that is for you right now.
I think the old paradigm of leadership is grey, structured, dull, and it's like just being a sheep. But if you want great leadership, that has to come from a place of creativity. And that inherently comes from courage and vulnerability. So that's what we need people to express the depth of their ideas, because that then sets the tone for safety for other people to express themselves as well.
Boom! Boom! And the crowd goes wild. So
Thank you, brevity goddesses.
amazing, love it. So the wrap up question really here is now that we've explored all of that and you and things have come to the forefront of your mind, what would you say your unique value proposition, gift, strength, skill that gives you the best results in life and work? Would you say that is?
My unique skill, I believe, is bringing levity to the very earnest table of self-help. This world takes itself incredibly seriously, and that accidentally creates more suffering. It's like, no, we don't need any of that. And so I bring such a playful spirit and lots of silly, quirky, fun, creative ideas to explore the inner workings of your mind. Because I believe that if we can all just realize how ridiculous it is to be human, how weird it is to be human, and that we're all mad, then the world becomes a much better place to be in and to live in.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. So good. Yeah, and with that, the last piece is this idea of call to action. It's very much market, goes into dull grey marketing t terms, but actually when we really listen out for that as a leader, when we get to be called to make calls to action so that people actually have a calling that they can take action on and not realize that they're just carrying on being stuck or whatever it is. So, as leaders, the calls to action is important, and also to when we hear one, to
Yeah.
notice what's actually happening. So, if as Jess is sharing here, and if there's any highlights, comments, questions coming up, and there's a call there, notice if there's any resistance and just sh give us a share. It's not here to well, it is here to, like, when you do that and you break through and you share a comment, a question, a like, whatever it is, that will someone else will the algorithms are designed to then share that on, and so that will help ripple effects to someone else that may need to hear this information right now. And so with that idea of call to action being a calling to action, and whether there's resistance to take it or it's actually a no, that's okay, I'm all right for now, or there's just you wouldn't even be here if or watching it if there wasn't some kind of calling. So
Yeah.
within that process, Jess, what's your call to action right now?
Well, your thoughts are just fiction of the mind. They're your unhelpful thoughts. If they don't need to be believed or obeyed. So my call to action or thing for you to consider is what would you be doing differently if you didn't believe your unhelpful thoughts? What would you physically be doing differently in terms of your behaviors, the things that you do or do not do? Speaking up, asking for the thing, taking up the space. What would you be thinking differently if you didn't believe your unhelpful thoughts, if you just let them go? Like, and if you want to go a stage further, what becomes possible for you when you consciously choose to let go of shame stories? So one thing I have learned personally and from working with people one-to-one and in groups is that the thing that underpins every unhelpful thought in your conscious mind, it all roots down to shame, but we're not aware of that in our conscious mind. So the question is, when you let that go, what becomes possible? That's my call to action.
Amazing, amazing. And yeah, I can't put it any better. So so I'm not gonna no comment. I'm just gonna say, yeah, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing. And is there something that you can that how people can those that are resonating want to hear more about what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. So as I said, I'm a coach and a trainer. I work with neurolinguistic programming. I am offering some free neurolinguistic programming taster sessions in February. So NLP can really help you if you are a leader, public speaker, a space holder, a coach, a practitioner, or even if you're a human that just is curious about how we think, how we interpret reality, how we create the results that we have or don't have in our life, or if you want to make a big upgrade in your life. NLP is honestly the magic. I found it in 2016. It completely changed my life and saved my life. I stumbled across it when a hypnotherapist asked me what color and shape my anxiety was, and my brain just went, emotions, a color and a shape. What is this? And I got totally hooked on NLP. And very soon after, doubled my salary. Very soon after that, started training in NLP. And after my 8-year love affair, I am a trainer. So I'm super excited to be able to gift this mother of all gifts to other people. So yeah, I can drop you a link to that. And I also have a Debit Your Brain starter kit, which helps you start to raise awareness of your thinking so that you can halt all of those unhelpful thoughts in their tracks. You can start to identify who your brain has been hijacked by, which character, which flavor of self-sabotage. So you can put a bit of space between you and that character, which means that you don't become that drama. You don't start living the drama and you get more choice. That's what we're in this game for. We want more choice, not dead ends. So you can download that free starter kit. And I also have a delicious tapping script, tapping on upgrades. This is something that I give away for free. It really helped me after I had a near-death experience in 2024. It helped me kind of bring myself back to life emotionally and physically. And I believe it's what helped me get on stage as a performer. And I bumped into a woman who'd been using this very tapping script the other day. She came up to me and was like, "Oh my God, I've been doing your tapping script and I can't believe all these things that have changed. I've joined this LinkedIn community. My confidence has gone through the roof. I've had a magazine article published and my Crohn's is better." I was like, amazing. So yes, you can also have my tapping on upgrades script if you want to make some big changes in your life. This is what will work for you.
Love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much, Jess. Yeah, all I can say is like it's it's a pleasure to be able to draw this out for all of us to raise awareness of this and this necessary messages landing. And so there's not a lot of like traction on the actual lives. And so it's all going to go on the dashboard where all of these incredible speakers that all from different angles of what I'm calling neurocreative leadership. There's health, wealth, and stealth, and business, and expression and connection, and all these different topics that are put together. And every speaker has either got some similarities or some very different answers, and it's covering lots of different topics in life and work, and how we show up as heart-centered creative leaders in our lives. So thanks for being here, Jess. It's been incredible, and all the details of who you are, what you do, and the links you shared will be on the dashboard eventually, once we launch it properly on Monday. Once I've got all the lives together, we're having a panel discussion celebration event of all the lives finishing on Monday evening as well, 8 p.m. UK to 9:30. Bit of a latish one for some, early for others, and so it's going to be fun. We're going to have some meeting of the speakers for the first time, and some a bit of a game here and there, and just celebrate that what can be done in 2.5 weeks from actually starting the I had planned it in my mind, but I didn't start Go until 2.5 weeks ago. And so it just goes to show that technology's finally caught up with how I can have an idea and process it and make it happen, which is I'm so thankful for as well. And anyone that wants to get into like understanding tech, that's where I'm going to be helping people over the next few years of my life, probably with the tech, and creating an authentic message without and marketing without the shoulds and the coulds. All the it's got to be a perfect way, or it's like we find our own unique resonance and being, and my specialism is how to get into that productivity mode without the burning out as well, so that it actually becomes all part of the same system. A daily routine that isn't a productivity hack
Yeah.
for a neurotypical information. So that's where I'm at with it all. And so thanks for watching, everyone. And yeah, the pop-up link summit registration link will give us a way for it. And it's going to be on the LinkedIn event, or it's on the I was going to say it's on the dashboard, but you have to sign up to get it. So yeah, reach out
The
and
brain's too many steps ahead.
yeah, and that's it. That's it. that's it for now. Have a great day. And there's lots of different lives with the NeuroCreative Leadership Live 2026 hashtag to watch further, but they're all on the dashboard or later. And I can't believe we've done this in such record time, and it's been incredible. All the golden nuggets have been out, and thanks for watching. Any last thing that's come up for you, Jess? That's one word or topic or thing that's come up for you.
Just don't believe your thoughts, people. Question them and come and see my show, Bitch on the Mic at in Brighton Fringe.
Excellent, excellent. Brilliant. And I'm getting that there's something around play, the playful part of creativity to so so not believing the thoughts and play is something that I think that we can then do a longer talk, a mini collaborative training piece in on the next summit in May, if that's cool with you.
And I share something that this has brought up.
Yes.
When we think about creativity and play, what I see with people I work with and just see in the world is that a lot of people don't believe that they are creative and they just dismiss it because there is this belief that creativity has to be, oh my God, they're a great painter, or oh my gosh, they can play a violin like a virtuoso. No, that's not what creativity is. And I really challenge this idea in one of the workshops that I run, which is called Crafty Bitch, where we come together, we have some fun, we talk about all of the unhelpful voices in our head, and we discuss who that character is. And then there's a ton of craft material of like pipe cleaners and bits of scraps of material and paper and like googly eyes and stuff like that. And the brief is make the character, whether it's human, a monster, a goblin, whatever it is, maybe it's not even a thing, maybe it's just a blob, out of all of the craft materials. And you have got, there's one rule, no perfectionist bitches at the table, because this is creativity. It's being playful, it's being silly, it's being joyful, and evoking that childhood curiosity of just not caring about judgment. Because creativity is everything from how you move your body to how you solve a problem to how you like work out how to do your financial budget. Like everything is creativity. And there are just different parts of it. There's artistry. Yes, that is when somebody is an incredible musician or an incredible sculptor. But creativity is something much more different and expressive and human. We are all creative beings.
Yes.
The end.
Amazing. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, it's that's one of my core philosophies in it too. The four types of creativity. There's always one of those happening at once, or a mix of them as well. So, but it's always happening. It's always there. We can see it in the trees. All right. That's it for now. Have an awesome day. Let us know what your feedback, comments, questions are, and see you on the other calls. Much love.